I'm 53. And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years. I think it was over a year that I had a date, and then it's been several years since then. Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired.
A woman past 50 finally realizes the crash she swore would never come. She wasted decades chasing independence and so-called self-expression, only to question why men her age reach for women half her age. The answer's obvious. Men with status and resources don't seek wrinkled rivals. They seek beauty, youth, and peace. Older women never guide the younger because deep down, they're still competing for the same pool of men. It was never sisterhood. It's always been survival.
As a female, if you're at least 40 years old and you're not married, you're washed up. Tune in. There's a reason that man ain't put a ring on your finger. There's a reason you're not married yet. There's a reason not one man has decided to settle down with you. There's a reason. See, the problem is y'all want to be outside, y'all want to be single until it's too late. And then the women that do get married around 20-something, 30, they want a divorce later on when they're in their 40s, potentially 50s, because they feel like they rushed into the marriage. They feel like they came into the marriage too early, and now they want to be outside again. Tia Mowry. Nobody is going to marry a 40-year-old woman unless you look like Megan Good, honestly. And 90% of the women in this world do not look like Megan Good. There's like a 10% of women that do look like that, and those women are usually cuffed up or they're getting tricked on and basically getting their bills paid. But the other 90% of the women out here are living regular lives, and they feel entitled, and they feel like a man is going to come knocking on their door with this big engagement proposal. It's not like that. Get out of this delusion.
When women hit 40 and watch their nieces, nephews, and even their best friends' kids walk down the aisle, that's when the panic sets in. They suddenly decide it's time for marriage and children. But reality doesn't bend for regret. Younger women hold the advantage. More energy, more patience, and stronger health for motherhood. By then, it's too late. The window has closed.
I don't date women above 24 or 25, really. By the time a chick's been to 30, she's had a whole bunch of dudes. Her heart's been broken a bunch of times. She's had all those one-night stands. Like, no matter how nice a person she is, she has a whole bunch of baggage with her, and she's like rocking up. Hi, do you want to be guy number 62? No, I don't. Whereas if you get a young one, there ain't that many. Dudes have been there before, right? That's just the nature of the game.
Men are finished with the strong and seasoned act. Why would they sign up for a partner who's bitter, controlling, past her prime, and still clings to the fantasy that a man owes her everything because she once had options?
It don't matter how old a man gets, he's always gonna have options. Younger, finer, fitter, willing, but they wasted all their time telling all these good men, oh no, you're not my type, and I need a man that's gonna do all this stuff for me. You too broke for me. Y'all brag about the fact that y'all don't cook. You brag about the fact that you're not cleaning for nobody. You brag about the fact that you're selfish. You brag about all these things that are contrary to what a man wants. What happens is they start approaching that wall. Once they are approaching that wall, or once they hit it, they already got kids. They're not in their prime anymore. And then they get frustrated. They try to convert other women and try to convince other women that they also don't need men, because now they no longer qualify. Now what are you left with? You're broken, used, washed up, your self-worth, your dignity, all of that done gone. Now what you gonna do? You love talking about yourself, and you could do bad all by yourself, and it's all about me, and because I'm the prize. where are your results then? If you the prize, who the prize winner? If you the prize, where is the collector of the prize?
Where's the grand reward she thought was waiting? Let me spell it out. Nowhere. There is no prize. What becomes of female narcissists as they age? Nearly all collapse into victimhood. It's the last card they can play. The beauty that once got them doors opened is gone. They stare into the mirror and can't escape the truth. Youth and charm no longer pull the world their way. Their bodies weaken, their minds dull, and the power they once weaponized slips away. With nothing left to offer, they retreat to the only role they know, playing the victim.
We don't want to date someone who's over the age of like 30, 31, 32. Because one, they have all of this extra life baggage. Like, why have you matured now? What took you so long in your life to be like, okay, now I'm going to start considering marriage specifically? Two, I'm wondering, am I going to be able to actually have a family with you? I know women have a clock and it's ticking. I want to have a bunch of kids. I want to have a large family. That's really important to me. I don't want to spend the first 5 to 10 years of my marriage deprogramming all of that emotional baggage, all of that trauma, all of that whatever. I don't want to have to spend all that time doing that at the same time as trying to raise a family, maybe having your emotional trauma baggage poured into the kids, into those impressionable minds. I don't want to have to deal with that. So I understand why a man any age, whether that's 49, whether that's 20, would want to date a woman who's a little younger. It makes sense.
That baggage always cashes out in divorce and financial wreckage. You can't spend 20 years flaunting independence, unbothered vibes, and living your truth, then suddenly weep about being alone. The blame game won't save you. Men aren't leaving because they're cruel. They're leaving because you never built yourself into someone worth holding on to.
Again, this is going to be uncomfortable for you guys to hear. This is why men value women that are typically younger. The reason why is because as a woman is younger, Andrew Tate famously said she's been through less dick, even though I know that might be crude and fucked up to say. Yeah, right? But he does have a point here from a biological sense. The less partners she's had, the more likely she will be to bond with you.
Yeah, to
build a genuine attachment. And they found under 5 partners, like the marriage rates are way higher, chance, and divorce rates are way lower. Keep in mind, women initiate the breakups, not the men. So since the women initiate the breakups, that's where you have to look at the root cause of why is this happening. And that's a pretty good statistic to take. Is like, as her partners go up, her ability to stay in a long-term relationship goes down with it.
The higher her body count, the heavier her comparisons. She'll measure you against every man before you. And here's the kicker. These women still convince themselves they hold the same value they had at 25. Reality check, sis. You're not the prize when you're dragging a suitcase full of failed flings and zero emotional growth.
I'm turning 40 this year and everything is just hitting me right now. It's like, not where I wanted to be. I haven't succeeded at anything. I haven't even tried. Like, I don't even know anymore. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to cope with anything. And I don't know how to, I did this whole growing thing wrong. Like I'm supposed to be an adult. I'm supposed to be able to handle these things, and I can't handle anything. And I literally am just realizing, like, it's been 40 years of this, and like, 40 years of just being confused and not knowing and like figuring things out slower and like not like I haven't built anything. I have nothing like to show for this time. I just don't know what I'm doing here, and I'm lost. I'm afraid, and
Facts don't bend for emotions. 4 decades is plenty of time to get life straight. If you wasted it chasing excitement, rejecting solid men, and hiding behind finding yourself, don't act shocked when the pool of options dries up. Time has no mercy. Every choice leaves a mark. You weren't tricked. You bet it all and lost. Now the rules have shifted, and the house always collects its due.
Let's talk about I want to get your opinion. What do you guys think about speed dating? Who's done it? Have you done speed dating before? I've never, but someone told me that they had an event here over the weekend for speed dating. And I don't know, I've never tried it. And I was kind of curious about it. Don't know how much time do you have, like at each little thing. I think what do they do? Ring a bell or something like that. And so do you, who's done it? Who's done speed dating? I want to know. I'm curious. I'd like to try it. I think it could be fun. If you have tried it, do you mind sharing your experience? Like, did you meet anybody? Like, was it worth it? And what happens? Like, what do you wear to speed dating? Is this appropriate for speed dating? Or do you need to be dressed? I don't know. Is there a dress code? Do you get food? Is there drinks at speed dating? I don't know. I'm just curious. And I'd like for you guys to help me out. And what do you think about it? Like, I'm up for anything most of the time. And as long as it's legal. And, I don't know. I'm just trying to be, creative. And I guess that's kind of like organically meeting somebody. Because if you're speed dating, you don't know who's going to pop up. And you've gone there, and it may happen, it may not. So I guess you call that organically.
At 60 and scrolling the web for speed dating tips? Ma'am, harsh truth. Maybe focus on calcium, joint care, and keeping your knees in one piece before chasing romance in 5-minute bursts. Decades were yours to figure love out. Now it's clocks, creaky joints, and men aren't lining up for the chaos.
No man wants you after a certain age, and that it's a new 18-year-old on the street every day. They keep telling you, but as women, you keep rejecting it because you're so desperate for their validation. Tell them that they're wrong. Then you try to tell other women that they don't know what they're talking about. It's just their man, not your man. Don't get us wrong. No man wants to be publicly humiliated and busted by his wife and family. But they don't worry about those things until it's too late.
They're not looking for 30-year-old women. They're looking for women at least 10 years younger than them. Somebody who does not have all the emotional baggage, who just doesn't have all the, call it mileage, just call it years. They don't have all that. Looking for somebody who is younger, less experienced, and somebody who can follow a lot better. That's what these guys are looking for.
Men aren't blind. They see that women in their 30s often bring baggage, emotional damage, rigid patterns, and defenses built sky high. Why would a man willingly carry all that weight when he can choose a younger woman who's softer, fresher, and actually willing to grow alongside him? Younger women equals less mileage, less drama, more femininity. Older women equals arguments, trauma, and the constant need to prove they don't need a man.
Have you noticed that men, they don't hate bouncy, fuckable 25-year-olds? They don't hate grandma, they hate middle-aged women. Is it because you're kind of confused because on the one hand, we remind you of your mother and you hate your mother, so you don't want to fuck your mother, and it's kind of some Oedipus complex that you're trying to get over? Or is it because we're not easily manipulated anymore and we're harder to please because you have to be accountable for your actions and shit? I don't know.
This rant is the textbook case of a bitter woman. No man around to feed her validation, no husband to reassure her, no male attention to keep her feeling wanted, so she runs online to vent. She masks the pain with pseudo-psychology and flips the blame on men, but deep down she knows the truth. If she really had the love, admiration, and stability she swears she doesn't need, she wouldn't be out here rationalizing her emptiness. The facade cracks when validation dries up, and what spills out is pure bitterness. This isn't empowerment, it's loneliness in disguise.
So I had a guy troll my video the other day, and this is what he said. Spoiler alert, all the women who are deferring being with who they got will be gravely disappointed in your 30s as your looks go way south. I'm 36 and will never date any women in her 30s, ever. Ignoring the stark grammatical errors aside, let's see if his thesis holds true. Here's a photo of me from 10 years ago at the innocent, pure, desirable age of 22. And here's the photo of me from 20 seconds ago, unfiltered and unedited, looking like the haggard beast that I clearly am at the ripe old age of 32. And while I could expound further on the subject, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I've got 2 of them here, so I'll let the pictures do most of the talking. But here's what I will say. Ladies, a man who was born in this country, whose first language is English, who doesn't know how to appropriately pluralize the word woman, probably doesn't know anything about women to begin with.
Classic case of bitterness dressed up as confidence. A woman who's truly secure wouldn't turn one random troll comment into a full video just to validate herself. That's insecurity, plain and simple. Notice how she had to pull out old pics, compare 22 to 32, and beg the internet to agree she still looks good. A 22-year-old wouldn't waste her breath. She knows she's wanted. No debate needed. The fact she carved out time to clap back at a faceless stranger proves she's not settled with herself.
It doesn't matter how old you get. It never hurts less. So, a little update. I've been talking to the guy since early May, over 2 months, and we had a few dates, and I thought it went really well. We have everything in common. He texts me all day, every day. Same shared values, same life goals, same interests, really good banter. And he told me that I was smart and funny, and he told me that I was beautiful, which is the first time it's ever happened in my whole life. And we went on a few dates, and then we were talking, and he just said he's really concerned that of my lack of physical activity, and I guess he's been trying to convince himself to find me attractive because I had such a good personality. And I told him that I didn't think that he should have to convince himself to find me attractive, and that I'm happy with my body, and it's okay if other people aren't. And it's really hard. I know it's the right thing, and I do believe that. It just is never easier. When you're dating and you're plus sized, it never really gets easier. And I'm sharing this because I, of course, turned to my girlfriends, but I forgot for a minute that they're all very beautiful and thin, and they've never had guys on the internet or just in life to their face tell them that they were ugly before. And so I know that there's a lot of other people like me on TikTok because I've seen a lot of you, and it's okay if it hurts. And you're not alone. And I really hope that one day we can get beyond fat phobia, and maybe I'll meet someone.
She wrote, "Body positivity isn't always sunshine and butterflies. You're not alone. Yeah, because body positivity is nothing but a post-wall feminist echo chamber trying to shame men for having standards. Just because overweight women gas each other up doesn't make it reality. Maybe the guy liked her personality and saw potential if she lost weight. There was her shot at not being single. But instead, she demanded to be loved at her absolute worst, even though she'd never give an average guy the same grace. Why complain? Feminists always say they don't owe men anything. He let her down easy, and that's more than most women give men they reject, who usually get blasted online, mocked, and labeled thirsty or dusty.